Hello, my name is Cole Goche and I've been working in the tech booth since grade 6. In this video right here, I'm just going to be showing where everything is in the booth and a basic sort of one-sentence summary of what it does, and then in future videos I'll be going into more detail about exactly how everything works. But this is really just like, where is everything and what is it? Okay, so walking into the booth, you can see we have these switches over on the wall here. These are both essentially booth light switches. So this booth right here, this one right here is, it controls these lights up here. So you can put it down to dim the lights or even turn them totally off by pressing that button. And if you do have it off, there's this switch right here which turns on these blue lights on the wall. These can be a really nice sort of dim light that can help you work while not disturbing the audience. Right now there's supposed to be a blue light here, but it's dead. Hopefully that'll get fixed soon. So these switches right here that say B39 and B37 on them, these control the blinds in the theater. So you can see they're all down right now. And you, in order to make those blinds go down, you just want to make sure that switch is pressed down. If you press it again right up here, the blind will start going up. So it's pretty easy to remember, you know, press up, the blinds go up, press down, the blinds go down. But if we go here, you'll see some of these blinds, particularly this one over here, maybe we don't want it all the way down. It might be a little bit too long. And if that's the case, you can press a blind and then press it again so that it's like stuck in the middle like that. See, it's not down, it's not up, it's just in the middle. And that'll sort of open up the blind, and we can stop it wherever you want. I stopped it right there, which is probably a pretty good spot if we want to restrict light from getting in, but not crinkle it. But you could theoretically stop it like way up at the halfway mark or really anywhere that you wanted. So to the left of these blind switches, we have the little headset panel right here. Connects to this headset which is plugged in, and this is helpful because you can use the headset to talk to people backstage or down in the costume room. So if you do want to talk to people, you just need to push down on here and then that'll turn on the mic. If you just let go, it'll go back to being off. You probably don't want your mic on 24/7 because that might disturb people backstage. There's also a volume here if you need to adjust your volume. You want to make sure that you're on the same channel as the other persons. Right now it's on channel A. Doesn't matter if you're on A or B, but you just want to make sure it's consistent with the other panel backstage. And there's also a speaker right here. You could theoretically turn it on if you wanted the whole booth to hear what was going on, but I don't recommend it because it can create some pretty loud and jarring feedback noise. Now this switch right here, B26, is the step lights. So that's these lights right here. A lot of the time the teachers like to keep those on even if the rest of the lights are off, just so, you know, if somebody needs to go up into the aisle, maybe they need to use the bathroom, they're not going to be in complete blackness. So maybe a time like now when the house lights are on, it might make sense to have them off, but when the lights go down, might want to turn them on just so there's at least some light in the building. Big board right here is the lighting board. There's going to be a whole video dedicated to that. That's sort of the monitor that works in tandem with it. So we're not going to talk about that anymore right now. Right here's the soundboard. It's covered up right now, but we'll uncover it when we do the soundboard video. That's sort of the amp to the soundboard right there. We'll talk about that as well. And these boxes right here connect to wireless mics. So if you're using like microphones, maybe at like a karaoke night or something like that, you'll want to make sure those are switched on. Another one of those headset panels, by the way, right here. I've never used this one, but I think it would work if we wanted to hook it up. This right here is for the projector. So if you're ever having projection issues, you might want to make sure that this is tight. On the other end, we have a VGA output here, but of course you can put a converter on that for USB-C or HDMI if you had one of those. These right here, these are our last thing we're going to go over. These are our stage lights. So that's not lights that you'd be using like up here when you're acting. These are more like these type of lights that you might have on before the show when you're kind of getting ready. But typically they're not lights you'd ever have on during a performance. So you can kind of turn them off now. So yeah, that's our first video. Thank you for being interested in using the tech booth. I have a lot of respect for all the equipment in there, and it's very helpful too. A lot of people depend on people doing tech to do shows, whether that be musicals or just people from the community who want to come in and do presentations. And of course you get to see all these great shows for free too, if it's kind of an added bonus you get from it. So in the next video we'll be talking about the basics of the lighting board, and then after that more advanced lights, the soundboard, the projector, and then our last video will be on QLab. If you don't know what that is, that's fine, we'll talk about it in that video.